Let's do some more. So here I'm just going to draw the picture of root x, and we're looking between 0 and 3. So this r sub 3 means n is equal to 3, and I'm using right-hand endpoints. So I want to find out what the delta x is. So delta x is 3 minus 0 over 3. So each rectangle is of width 1. So my first rectangle will go from 0 to 1, and then 1 to 2. Well, maybe I'll spread them apart a little bit more since I can. Whoops. Okay, so I've got the x-axis here. So 0, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So for the first rectangle, right? I'm going to use right-hand endpoint. So I'm going to use this as my rectangle. So r sub 3 will equal delta x, which is 1, right? Every rectangle's of width 1, times f of 1, because I'm using the right-hand endpoint, plus second rectangle here, we'll use the right-hand endpoint, so I'll get here, so the width of 1 again, times using the right-hand endpoint, so that would be f of 2, and then last one, I'll use the right-hand endpoint, and something like that, 1 times f of 3. All right, so I just want you to take one more step and show me that you know this means plug it into the function. So I get root 1, which is 1, and then root 2, and then root 3. That's a fine answer. All right, so let's see what this one says. So I'm looking at the area under the curve x cubed. So I'm just going to draw it super big, right? It looks something like that. And I'm looking on the interval between 0 and 5, all the way out here. Okay. It says L sub 5, so that tells you n equals 5. So the delta x will be 5 minus 0 over 5. Oh, a nice one again. So here's 1 and 2 and 3. Let me take that out. Oops. And get that back in. And there would be 4, and there would be 5. So let me adjust my curve a little bit, right? It's because it'd be the curve as to, I want to be able to see it. Okay, touching the curve, I should say. All right, here we go. So I'm going to make my first rectangle using the left-hand endpoint between 0 and 1. Oh my goodness, there's no rectangle. So I could write down the width of 1 and then f of 0, right? Just for fun, if I wanted to. Plus, okay, second rectangle will be right in here. Using the left-hand endpoint, I use this point right here. So it'll be the width of 1, f of 1. And then for the third rectangle, I'd use the left-hand endpoint. So I'd have 1 times f of 2. And then the next rectangle, I'd use the left-hand endpoint. So I'd have 1 times f of 3 plus, and then one last rectangle using the left-hand endpoint. So I'd have 1 times f of 4. So I plug these numbers into the cubic function, right? So I get 0 cubed, I'll just put it there for effect, plus 1, plus 2 cubed, right? I'm just going to write it here, plus 3 cubed, plus 4 cubed. So I get 1 plus 8 plus 27 plus 64. Whoop. And I don't have a calculator right here, so I'll just let you add that up. Okay, let's see what this one is saying. This is saying m sub 3, so again, n equals 3. M means midpoints, and I've got x to the 4th. So I'm just going to draw it like that, right? Because you know it's like a parabola-ish, parabola-ish kind of thing. So here's 0. It does touch at the origin there, and it goes all the way out to 6. Okay, so I'm going to draw a little up further out. So I'll put 6 right here. Now, what's the width of my rectangle this time? 6 minus 0 divided by 3. The width of each rectangle is 2. So from 0 to 2, 2 to 4, and 4 to 6. So I have 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, and 3 rectangles. And how am I finding how high I go? I use the middle point. So between 0 and 2, the middle point is 1. So that's what the rectangle would look like. M sub 3 would equal the width is 2 times f of 1, right? Because I use the 1 as the middle point. Let me put an X there so you can see that's what it shows. The next middle point that I'm choosing is 3. Use that high, so parts of it inside, parts of it outside. The width of 2, right? Delta X is 2, f of 3, plus, let me make some room here. Oops. I didn't mean to make that go away. And like that. Okay, then the last rectangle way out here, the third rectangle, right? I'm going to choose this middle point, and that's going to be 5, right? So it's going to be the width of 2 times f of 5. So I'd have 2 times, well, if I put 1 into the 1 to the 4th, it's 1. 2 times 3 to the 4th, and plus 2 times 5 to the 4th. So those numbers there give those areas of these 3 rectangles that have the middle, you use the middle point.